Blog Talk Radio.
And welcome to another edition of the VWU Sports Podcast. This is episode number 53, ladies and gentlemen. I am, of course, one of the main hosts of this show, myself, Jacob B. I am being joined, as always, by my good friends Carter and Brandon. And we got a little treat. I think we're going to be getting a special guest joining us soon if all goes well. But he will come on and we can get everything set up. But, gentlemen, welcome to the halfway point of this craziness in this world of professional sports. Am I right?
Holy hell.
No kidding. Let's get the ball rolling by congratulating the 2022 World Series champions, the Houston Astros.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It happened on November 5th, 2022, but finally, the Astros finally win a championship, and this time they can actually keep it. The stain of Trashgate is starting to fade, ladies and gentlemen. It took them 6 games, but the Astros did it. But you've got to give credit to the Philadelphia Phillies. They put up a hell of a fight against the Astros, but unfortunately, the talent, the depth, and the power that the Astros had was just too much for the Philly faithful.
Absolutely.
Not
Hold
only
on
that,
for a second, Jacob. Let me see if we got them this time. I want to see if we got them this time. Let's see. Let's see if we got Jose in this time.
Yes, indeed. If we do, hopefully he'll greet us. But we're joining us for the first time on the podcast is a good sports fan himself, but he's also related to our host, Mr. Brandon Quayle, Mr. Brandon C. Please welcome to the podcast, Mr. Jose Miguel.
I think he probably still has some.
Right. I don't think that soundboard's helping him out in any way, shape, or form.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry. I suggest just getting a laptop or something, buddy. But hopefully he'll join us if we can. But yeah, back to the World Series at hand. You got to give the Astros. You got to figure the Astros was going to win, but we just didn't know when. Honestly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give. You got to give
Oh.
Philly credit. They took them to 6 games, but unfortunately, the depth of the Astros was just too much for them.
And we spoke a little about this last night on Discord. You got to give Dusty Baker credit. Man, this guy walked into what could possibly a very serious problem, because the Astros basically their reputation was destroyed. Their reputation was tarnished because of what happened. The cheating scandal. And the way how Dusty Baker managed to rally this troop, and like it's in their 3rd year under Dusty Baker, and they finally won the World Series legitimately. So you gotta give Dusty Baker credit. This is his first World Series title in his career. So I mean, you gotta tip your hat off to him.
Most definitely. Yeah, and you got to give him credit. After all the years of hell he went through, of course, many years throughout this world of baseball, most recently, of course, 2003 with the Cubbies, got him to the NLCS, and then, well, I ain't going to say much on that one because we all know what happened there. You've seen the stories. You've saw the documentaries and everything, but, yeah, it was not pretty.
Yeah.
But he finally gets a World Series ring that he can be proud of. The Astros can start washing away the stain and the stench of Trashgate, knowing that they can actually win a World Series without resorting to cheating. So, safe to say, we might be seeing the Astros as a potential dynasty if fate gives them a fair hand.
Absolutely. And like I said, and now the question has to be asked: can they repeat?
That's the big question because free agency is going to be coming, and a lot of big key players is going to be asking for big contracts.
Yeah, absolutely. And these ball clubs are going to have to pay some big money if they want to keep some of these stars. They have to pay some big money. So, I think overall, though, gentlemen, this was a great 2022 MLB season.
Most definitely. We've had some crazy moments this season, and honestly, it was something to behold of. I mean, of course, we had Miguel Cabrera finally cracking the 3,000 hit club. We've had Albert Pujols finally cracking the 700 homer club, and a lot of other great moments in this on this season. And honestly, hopes are high that 2023 can live up to the act.
Absolutely.
But again, congratulations to the Astros winning their second championship. This one they can actually keep, but we'll see how it goes on the offseason. Let's switch gears a little bit, and we're going to head down to the ice because we do have some games already in play here tonight.
We do, but before we talk about the games, first of all, do we have Jose now?
I don't know. Do we?
Because he doesn't have any more problems. Well, I asked him if he has connection problems, and he told me he does.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm seeing double. Jose, are you there?
Let me ask him this.
Honestly, I feel like something's going on with his computer or something, because if he's trying to use it on.
Let me go ahead and get to what I was saying. Before we do hit the ice in the NHL, Boston is on the apology tour because they tried to sign Mitchell Miller. Man, I'll pronounce his name right. They signed him. There was a lot of backlash because of what he did in his past. And Gary Bettman come out and said he ain't playing in this league. And so the Bruins had no choice but to let him walk because of what he did in his past. In case some of y'all don't know what he did, let me bring it up real quick. What he did was that he basically bullied one of his classmates in his youth, and he was taken to court over it. In fact, man, this is what the Bruins said. This is what President Cam Neely said. We like to take pride in what we do in the community, and we hold ourselves accountable. We dropped the ball, and I am here to apologize. So.
Mr. Neely, this all could have been avoided if you didn't sign it, but no, you had to stick to the traditional Boston way, the boys club. Yeah, we're gonna sign people that didn't need to be signed so that we can still be known as a boys club. You are an idiot. Okay?
Yeah, Boston. I was about to say. Boston is on the apology tour.
Yeah, but the problem is they're only doing this because they got caught because they have to. Because if they didn't, they would just sweep it under the rug and say nothing.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure whoever thought it was a great idea to give Mitchell Miller a contract should have done a better job vetting Mitchell Miller and discussed about what he did. I'm pretty sure someone could have done a better job, but they did. Like he said, they dropped the ball here. And like I said, his reputation is destroyed. Now, like I said, I'm a guy of second chances. The question has to be asked, does Mitchell Miller deserve a second chance? Does he deserve a chance in the NHL? And I think what most people need to understand is that an NHL team doesn't have to sign you. They want to, but they don't have to sign you. You don't have to have an NHL career. It ought to be it's like a privilege, so to speak. It's like a privilege. It's a privilege to be in the NHL, and you're in the NHL. There are some standards which you have to live up to, and obviously in Mitchell Miller's past, he wasn't able to live up to those standards because, like I said, he bullied a child, and bullied to the point to where they went to court over it. So I mean, Boston dropped the ball here, guys. That's all there is to it. But we're not going to dwell on the Mitchell Miller story because we got a lot of games to cover because the NHL has a full schedule tonight.
Yeah, they got a big plate here tonight. Game's already in progress as we speak. Going on over in Sabre country. The Sabres hosting the Coyotes. We might be seeing a high-scoring game coming up because it's tied 1-1 with 4 minutes and change left in the first period over in Buffalo. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Next up, we head into the Rock in the Devils' Den as Calgary leads the Devils 1-0.
Indeed, but the Devils can't come back. It's late in the first period, but they still got plenty of game left. Over in Detroit, Rock City at the new Joe, otherwise known as Little Caesars Arena. It is a tie game between the Canadiens and the Red Wings, an original 6 showdown with 2 minutes and change left in the first period.
Speaking of showdown, we got a Battle of New York happening down at the Garden.
Yep, the Rangers and the Islanders, their annual duel continues again. Tied 1-1 with 4 minutes and change left in the first period. I know Hit Kid is watching that with bated breath.
Absolutely.
We
also got later on this evening.
We're going to go up north for a little bit because the Senators of Ottawa play host to the Vancouver Canucks. Ottawa leads 1-0 in the closing moments of the first period.
Ottawa.
And over in Toronto,
wait a minute. We just got scored. Hold on, Jacob. We just got scored. Ottawa just scored a goal by Travis Hamonic. Is 2-1 Ottawa over Vancouver.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the update. Just down the road in Toronto at the ACC, we got it's the Maple Leafs and the Golden Knights. They are tied 1-1 with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's not overlook the fact that we got the Blues heading to the Flyers.
Yeah, heading up to Philly. It's starting to become a defensive showdown. It is scoreless heading into the 2-minute warning of the first period.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We also got a game already underway as we speak down in Tampa as the Lightning play host to the Oilers. Still scoreless early on in the first period.
Absolutely. We got a couple games coming up later on this evening. Over in Seattle, the Climate Pledge Arena, we got the Predators and the Kraken. By the way, the Kraken off to an amazing start, 7-4-1. That is not too bad at all.
It looks like they're shaking off their first season jitters from when they debuted. I do believe last year.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and also coming up in just under 15 minutes, puck drop at 7 over in Winnipeg Winnipeg. It will be the Jets playing host to the Dallas Stars. That's going to be a good one right there. Both teams above 500, 8-3-1 for Dallas, 7-3-1 for Winnipeg. That's going to be a good one right there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And later on this evening, over at the Crypto.com arena, we got
Do
the
not
Wild
make me
and
say
the
that.
Kings.
It is the Staples Center for life. It is the LA Kings playing host to the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild got off to a rough start, coming into the young game 5-5-1. Meanwhile, the Kings got a good start themselves, 7-6-1, heading into this week.
Absolutely. And like I said, going back to the New York Islanders Rangers game, I think that's gonna be that's a great game. The bragging rights for New York City.
The Battle of New York has always produced a lot of great games, and whenever it went to the playoffs, it just made it just a little bit more magical,
Absolutely.
It's something to behold, honestly. But yeah, a lot of great games coming up. A lot of great games in progress as we speak, and a lot of great games coming up later on tonight. But safe to say, we're just getting started with the NHL season. It's going to be something you don't want to miss. Moving on, because, ladies and gentlemen, this just started yesterday. The college basketball season is underway for the 2022 season. The courts are lighting up as we speak. We got a lot of great games going on. A lot of great games going on as we speak.
Absolutely.
Going on right now, most of the games has already hit the second half. Up in the Northeast, we got the University of Providence taking on the University of Rider. Never heard of that one, but Rider.
Rider is in Union, New Jersey.
Okay, thank you. They're leading Providence 43-36 early on in the second half over in Providence. Over in Purdue, the Boilermakers take on the University of Milwaukee. Purdue is leading Milwaukee 44-20 just in the start of the second half. And we got a couple games just about to finish their first half. The University of Detroit playing against Rochester University. And so far, Detroit is having their way against Rochester, 37-25.
Coming up, we have the Georgetown playing.
Yeah, Georgetown playing.
Let's talk about Georgetown for a second. And boy, after a horrible, and I mean horrible season last season. Oh, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. I do believe we have a call. Let me go ahead and bring the call on in.
Come on in.
There we go. Let me bring the call on in. Come on in and have a seat.
Yeah, welcome to the bar.
Okay.
Oh.
There he is.
Hey, the laptop didn't work. Why not use the phones, ladies and gentlemen? Please welcome I believe the cousin or brother of Mr. Brandon. Jose.
It's brother.
Anyways, welcome Jose to the bar. What's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing? I think since all that technical issues out of the way, I could basically kick it in the bucket, just like how Nathaniel Hackett should have lost his job back in London.
Yeah, we'll hold on to that. We'll hold on to that. We're not there yet, Jose. Hold that thought back till we get there. But right now we are talking about what's going on the courts as the NBA, as the college level, the Division I basketball season has kicked off, and we were talking about what's going on in Georgetown, because Georgetown, man.
I think that, like I said, Patrick Ewing has his hands full at this point. Remember, Georgetown I think they went winless in the Big East last season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it is a head scratcher. I think Patrick Ewing needs to get back to work, get his team ready, because good and well headed to this upcoming season, it is not going to be easy. I mean, Kansas, and I know we didn't speak about this, but Kansas head coach Bill Self, he is suspended for 4 games for some kind of a recruiting violation.
Oh. Yeah, I know all that. I know all that too well over in LSU with Coach Will Wade.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, Georgetown, they are playing against Coppin State this evening, and that game is going to be on FS1.
Tip off at 7:30 over on FS1. You gotta hope that Patrick Ewing can help fix this team and get them back and get Georgetown back into the class we know they can be in the Big East. Other games going on as we speak down in South Kakalaki. Ironically, it's the battle of South Carolina as South Carolina and South Carolina State duke it out. 5-point game between them with 2 minutes to change in the first half. We got Georgia Southern. They're going to do battle against San Jose State. That's later on. Yeah, the Spartans of San Jose State. That's gonna be interesting to say the least. Of course, going on right now, Mercer University is taking it to East Carolina, 35-21, with just under 4 minutes in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, let's shift gears. We're staying in the college, but we're going to go from basketball to football. What a weekend.
Boy. Yeah. You can say that again.
All right.
It was week 10.
Speaking of football, we have just crossed the halfway point of the regulation season. We passed week 9, and this Thursday is going to be the start of week 10.
Jose, pump the brakes. We're not there yet.
I'm jumping too far.
We're in college football right now.
Jose, hold back, my man. Hold back. It's your first time. But our coach said it best. November is where you will see the contenders show and the pretenders go. Okay? We saw that last Saturday on the field because, good God.
Well, let me say this, because first of all, I mean, I know pretty much everyone was saying by the time, at the end of Saturday, everybody was going the same thing.
They were literally slack-jawed last Saturday.
Yeah, here's the thing. First of all, we start off with today, Georgia beating Tennessee. Man,
not just beating Tennessee, just straight up clapping Tennessee. I think what happened was when Tennessee realized they were on top of the ranking system, they kind of were freaking out like, wait, what do I do? What do I do? How do I?
I mean, it's a head scratcher. Georgia beat Tennessee, like I said, Tennessee stole some. And then later on, when Alabama faced off against LSU, I mean, we were going from tied to wait a minute, what's going on here? Because LSU went for 2 and they got the victory against Alabama. Now,
in a comeback situation in garbage time and in OT, first play, our quarterback does a quarterback run route and bolts it straight towards the end zone. Okay, and then Brian Kelly, learning from his mistakes when he was with Notre Dame, from Florida State, is like, you know what? I ain't going for double overtime. I'm winning this damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, and as soon as the game is over, LSU won the game and stormed the field. Everybody in that number was on that field celebrating. LSU got fined by the SEC $250,000.
And some tells me every person in that college was saying worth it in every possible way you can imagine.
Worth every penny?
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think that, and the recent polls just came out, the college football playoff rankings just came out. Georgia is number 1.
Georgia's back on top of the ranking system at number 1 on the in the ranking if we take a look at the top 10 as we speak, number 1 is of course Georgia, number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Michigan, and number 4 a big shocker, number 4 goes to the Horned Frogs of Texas Christian University.
Hello.
Now here's the thing. Remember, at the end of the season, Ohio State and Michigan, they're going to do battle.
And simply known as the game. And that says it enough. And honestly, and history has proven to us, whenever Ohio State and Michigan are nearing the top of the ranking systems, they will go for the jugular whenever that game comes around.
Oh,
absolutely.
God.
Okay,
yes,
they will show no mercy on each other just to play spoiler and to secure their spot in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Go ahead, what you were about to say, Brandon.
We have upsets that happened last week.
Absolutely.
Over the weekend.
I was about to say, the biggest one, Clemson, went down.
Down went Clemson.
Yeah. Michigan State
35-14. Yikes.
Michigan State took down the filing Illinois of Illinois.
The Illini.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get my point here.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
And like Jose said, Notre Dame shocking the world over at their house in Indiana, taking down number 4 Clemson 35-14 in just an absolute trouncing.
Well,
if you want to talk about a trouncing, look at this one: Michigan versus Rutgers, which I'm not surprised that just got absolutely blown out.
Yeah, but
there's some big games. I was about to say there's some big games coming up this weekend. As a matter of fact, LSU can clinch the SEC West this weekend if they beat Arkansas.
As they head upstate to take on Arkansas in the traditional battle, in the annual tradition, the battle for the boot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Battle for the Golden Boot will continue. The annual tradition continues. This time, we're heading up north to Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks.
Let me ask you this question, Jacob. When this season got started, did you expect the Bayou Bengals to be winning the SEC?
No. Hell no. I did not expect my Tigers to be in contention for the playoffs. I was a realist. I actually stated on this podcast that I was thinking they're going to go for the slow climb. They're going to take this year by year. The first year this year, I was thinking maybe above 500 and a good bowl placement. Then I was talking about contention for Atlanta next year, and then possibly a national title in the third year. Not this early.
A bunch of big games coming up. One of them being in Ohio State playing host to Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, the Hoosiers on Fox is their Big 12 showdown at the Horseshoe. Indiana has a chance to play the big spoiler at the Horseshoe, but it's not going to be easy going up against the Buckeyes.
No.
We got ourselves this one right here. This is we got this Saturday. We got a Big 12 showdown, but honestly, it's a Southwestern showdown as TCU goes to Austin to take on the Longhorns. Play spoiler as well and knock out TCU out of the playoffs if they can get.
Here's the crazy part. If you look at the history recently between TCU and the Texas Longhorns, TCU got the best of the Longhorns 7 times.
Yeah, they have proven that they can handle the Big 12 and the Longhorns 7 out of 11 if I remember you saying that correctly.
7 out of 10.
Okay, that's going to be a big game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big game on Saturday.
We got a lot of big games coming up this week. We got ourselves. We got Alabama going across the state to Oxford to take on the Rebels of Ole Miss. We got ourselves a Northwest showdown for the ages as the Oregon Ducks play host to the Huskies of Washington. Oh God, those two states hate each other.
That is going to be a big one, especially Oregon. They want to stay in the conversation, and to get into.
They are on the outside. They are on the outside looking in. Alongside. Yeah, they're on the outside looking in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that is going to be a huge game. Alabama and Ole Miss, they're playing against each other.
Is it safe to say that Alabama and Ole Miss hate each other?
They hate each other. I think Alabama's pretty much pissed off at this point because
definitely because they know they're not going to be able to get to Atlanta, considering the fact that we hold the tiebreaker, and if we continue what we're doing, we definitely are taking the West.
Mhm. And I think that obviously Alabama, they're not too happy because they know that chances are they're not going to go to the playoffs. Let's be honest with ourselves. Because now, if Alabama ends up going to the playoffs, then we will never hear the end of it.
Oh hell no! We will be. Everybody here and their mother will be screaming for heads.
Yeah, let's hope they have
never say never. Never say never. We're closing in the last 4 weeks of college football, so anything can happen during those 4 weeks.
You're not wrong there. You are not wrong there, Jose. We have seen a lot of insanity this season, and you ain't wrong. Anything can happen these next couple of weeks.
Now I give you one game in which you have two disappointing fan bases going to do battle: Texas A&M and Auburn. And,
oh boy!
Man, the word disappointment, pales in comparison. Auburn already fired their head coach. They got an interim coach in there now. And Texas A&M, poor Jimbo Fisher, he is just struggling like heck. And like I said, this team hasn't been the same since they lost to Appalachian State.
God, yeah, it has just been brutal for the Auburn Tigers or War Eagles or whatever. Honestly, they can't make up their own damn mind.
You had it.
Yeah, but the problem is they say War Eagle as well. It's like, make up your damn minds.
Yeah, I think that's a very serious head scratcher. But most of these games, I mean, they're big, and like we said, we're closing down the stretch here in college football. The rivalry games, they're going to count big, and that's what we got coming up before the end of the season. Now, we're going to shift gears for a second. Go to the NBA first. before we go to the NFL, we go to the NBA first. First of all,
well we don't have any games this week because it is election season, but we do have some news been going on in the world of NBA, more specifically to one Kyrie Irving.
Oh, boy.
Well, what does the grapevine say?
Well, here's the thing. Kyrie Irving is suspended at least 5 games by the Nets. And to make the situation even worse, Nike says, we're done here. We are done here.
They're canceling their deal with Kyrie Irving. They are not going to be releasing his new shoe anytime soon. And so.
Here's the thing, though, and let me just say this real quick about Kyrie Irving. I know I've been reading on Twitter going around, people saying, well, we're violating Kyrie Irving's freedom of speech. Let me explain something here. And just to make sure I'm not speaking in a vacuum, I want to say it so loud so the people in the back can hear me. You have the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means government can't pass laws to limit what you can say. However, that doesn't exempt you from any consequences that come in your direction because of what you say. You
can say whatever you want, but the problem is you better be prepared for when somebody comes by and say, "Hey, you fucked up."
Yeah, you gotta be prepared.
It's basically like Jordan Poole when he got knocked out by Draymond Green.
Yeah. When he knocked out Draymond Green, when he got knocked out by Draymond Green, you know all hell was going to come loose. And he's like, "What?" And he was like, "What? What did I do?" It was like, nobody is immune from the consequences of their own actions. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many championships you won. Nobody is safe.
Absolutely. And I think that's
the thing. You can say you can say whatever you want. But the fact is that there are some people that are thin-skinned than thick-skinned. I mean, they'll get on their nerves way quicker than other people.
That's true, Jose. That is very, very true. The thing of it is, and this is what most people have failed to realize, this is what some folks have pretty much forgotten. There is a saying, make your words short and sweet. Because
you may have to eat them later. Yeah, to quote a dumbass in professional wrestling, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing. And what happened with Kyrie Irving was easy and simple. Kyrie Irving opened his mouth and he stuck his foot down his throat.
Yeah, he literally had his foot, he was literally tickling his tonsils with his toes.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And now he has to suffer the consequences because
now he has to pay the piper. And unfortunately, it's in the form of him not playing for over 5 games and Nike bowing out of their deal with him because of him being an idiot.
Absolutely. So I think that, and like I said, it's Kyrie Irving's responsibility to fix this mess. To fix this situation.
It's not going to be easy, my man.
Well, he's starting to, from what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Because it's been said that he met with Adam Silver, and it's safe to say that Kyrie Irving is putting his best feet forward and continue his progressing on the return.
Well, here's my question.
Go ahead, Jose.
Here's my question. How long will it take before he goes back on his word and starts becoming a drama queen, just like like that other person?
Ooh, that is a good question because as we all know, Kyrie does have the same thing a lot of big stars in the NBA has: big ass ego.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that is a very, very good question, Jose. And I wish I have an answer. Sadly, I do not. And I think that
there's only the only thing about that is that
the only man who has that answer is Kyrie himself.
Yeah, go ahead with what you're about to say, Jose.
Big egos. When one big ego crushes with another big ego.
It's like freaking the end of the world or something, you know?
It's a car crash.
What happens when irresistible force meets up with an unmovable object?
Mayhem. Enough said.
Let's switch to the NFL, and let me
let's switch gears and let's head down the road to the NFL because, gentlemen, we are now past the halfway mark of the 2022-2023 season.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jacob. Time out for a second because we do have a firing.
Oh yeah. Somebody got that.
That's right, we do.
Yep. Absolutely, and Jim Irsay called Frank right into his office, and he told him, "You're fired."
Now, here's what confounds me and the rest of the NFL is that they hired former Colts center and current analyst in one Jeff Saturday, and Trey said it best. The thing is, you got Saturday, that's good, but the problem is you got what Jim Irsay wanted, another yes man. Okay?
Absolutely, and I think what Tree was pointing out, and I think Tree has an absolutely good point. Jim Irsay is the problem. It's not the head coach. It's Jim Irsay.
It's the owner. It's the same thing with Dan Snyder. It's the same thing with Dan Snyder. It's nothing to do with the head coach. It's nothing to do with the general manager. It's nothing to do with the
brass.
With the management staff. It is the man who runs the ship, okay? And Irsay, much like Snyder, is basically running their respective football teams into the damn ground.
Yes, and I think that's a huge problem right there. And here's the huge thing. And Jim Irsay sat back and did nothing when the previous coaching staff and general manager pretty much ran Andrew Luck out of this league.
To quote Urinating Tree, they finished the job. They killed the poor man.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you saw the press conference when he announced his retirement, you could just see it on his face that he didn't want to do this anymore. He looked like a man who has just been raped, pillaged, and gored all throughout his life.
Yeah, and I think
it's more like he's got his soul. It's more like he's got his soul sucked out of him, and it's just a lifeless husk.
Yeah, and it was horrible because he loved doing this game, but unfortunately, the head coach and Jim Irsay basically killed it.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing about Jim Irsay. Like I said, Jim Irsay sat back and he did absolutely nothing. But
you know what the worst part is? It's the Irsay family was the reason why John Elway never wanted to play it down with the Colts and went with the Broncos.
That was when the Colts were in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And I think also, let me say this. I think that one of the key things is you have to look at Jim Irsay and have to say he is the one to blame because when he had Andrew Luck, he should have drafted a line to help protect the guy, but he failed to do that.
No, he didn't. Honestly,
he failed to do that. And Andrew Luck, what do you expect from a guy who took hit after hit after hit, ending up with concussions out of the wazoo, and then to the point where he just didn't want to play the sport anymore.
Yeah, you can only do so much before you just decide enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. Now, okay, and I commend Andrew Luck for telling Jim Irsay to go fuck himself and got out of there. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's made more than enough money to help out his family. He doesn't need to do this shit anymore.
Yeah. Now I wish Jeff Saturday the best of luck.
He's gonna need it.
I wish him the best of luck. Yeah, you're right, Jacob. He is gonna need it. I wish him the best of luck. I hope that he could at least lead the Colts to some form of respectability. The AFC South is quickly turning into the Titans division, where all they have to do is win by doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, win by default.
Because every other team in that division is tripping over themselves.
Yeah, and speaking of Dan Snyder, I'm going to get up onto this one because we have been listening to the grapevine and the rumor mill, and so far there is a constituency group consisting of the owner of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and now Kevin Durant, who are all commissioned together to be able to buy out the Commanders and Dan Snyder.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think Dan Snyder went with Bank of America and told them to, he wants to try to do a sale. He's thinking about doing a sale. Now, if Dan Snyder sells the Commanders. Ooh, man, there is going to be a parade down the street in front of the stadium if he sells that team.
Here's the thing. That's what Dan Snyder wants. He's not going to sell the team. He's probably going to sell, like, investment shares just to have, like, people get, like, okay, you get this piece, you get this piece, you get this piece, but I get the majority of it. That's what's going to go.
Yeah, I think that's the same possibility.
You are hitting the money on there, Jose, because he is.
He's going to create his own little minority group just so that way he don't.
He's going to sell just portions of the team and not the whole team as in of itself.
Basically, what he's trying to do is make it. Exactly. What he's trying to do is he's trying to make his own minority group. So that way he don't need him. So that way he can still make the final decision, but he's just gonna have like 5 other people make decisions, and he can just relay to him what the decisions would be. So that way he can say yes or no. I think it could be a very, very terrible idea.
Honestly, if anything, I want to see Kevin Durant, Jeff Bezos, and AG just do a damn hostile takeover and storm into to Dan Snyder's office and tell him, listen, man, we are going to buy this team by hook or by crook, and we will give you X amount of money to give us the ownership. Either way, we're getting this team by over your dead body or not. Okay.
And then he's just gonna have a shotgun underneath his desk, like, get back! It's my team. I have it. It's my final say. Anyway.
Yeah. I think that that's what exactly what has to happen in Washington. Someone has to have enough money to tell Dan Snyder, look, we're forcing a takeover bid, and once we get over the takeover bid, you're going out the door.
You're getting your ass out the door and into federal jail, and whether you like it or not. I don't care if we have to drag you out and screaming.
That is if they can find him, because once they plan something, Dan Snyder's just gonna be gone. Like it's gonna be like we're in the World Cup in San Diego, except you're actually finding a criminal.
Right there, Snyder's gonna, if anybody's planning on doing something to take over the team, Snyder's gonna go into incognito mode and go hiding, the old bastard.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring in the Rockefeller and have them sing "Where in the World is Carmen San Diego."
That red bastard.
Oh, knock it off. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about what the games that happened this week in the NFL. I gotta say this: over in Cincinnati, their running back system is on to a point because what was that dude's name?
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon had the game of his career. He almost tied the NFL record for most touchdowns in a single game, which is being held by both Gale Sayers and Alvin Kamara.
Oh, man. Carolina Panthers just bent over and said, thank you, sir. May I have another one?
They took their paddling like it was in university. Like, thank you, sir. Can I have another?
Yeah, that game was just ugly. Bengals beat the Panthers 42-21. I mean, like I said, the necrophilia challenge broke out in that game.
Yeah, we had another one also over in New England at Gillette. The Patriots just took the Colts to the glue factory.
Yeah, that's how come Frank Reich got fired.
Like the slaughterhouse.
Because that's
glue factory. If you know the old joke, horses become glue no matter what.
Yeah, and I think that's how come Frank Reich got fired because, like I said, the Colts just quit out there. 26-3 was the final score.
Yeah. You gotta give props to the New York Jets. They had the Bills coming out them guns blazing, and they held their ground and came out of the Meadowlands with a W. And now just one game right behind the Bills in the AFC.
Actually, half game.
Okay, half the game behind the Bills in the AFC East.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon, we saw Buffalo versus Jets on TV. Brandon, you can attest to this. When we saw Josh Allen try to throw a Hail Mary to I believe it was Stephon Diggs. Sauce Gardner. That's all I need to say.
Enough said.
Too much sauce. Just too much sauce.
Yeah, that's what I said. Also, and Aaron Rodgers had a bad day
Sauce
in
Gardner
Detroit.
And the Jets.
I mean,
the Detroit Lions looking to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I'm telling you, there is signs of improvement in the Motor City.
Well, also let me say this because Evan Rodgers, he threw two INTs in the end zone. So
two end zone
he
interceptions.
wasn't having a good day.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
But we also had a lot of great games on that week. Bears and Dolphins,
Absolutely.
that turned into a knockdown, drag them out, slugfest in strikeout. Okay,
as I said,
it's escaping Chicago with the win, 35-32.
I tell you what, Jacob,
barely
the
by scraping their teeth too.
Yeah, as I said, the AFC East is pretty much a beast at this point because all four of those teams are over 500.
Oh, definitely. It is turning into a war zone in the AFC East. And who would have thought at the start of the season we say the AFC East will be competitive?
Now, also we saw the Rams and the Buccaneers did battle, and I'm just gonna let this play out about how Tom Brady went.
My mother would watch that religiously. I come home and I see her watching. I was like, yeah. She loved her.
I had to because Jamal changed my handle to the Brady and the Restless. Brady
and the Restless, which is a nice touch. I have to say. But the Buccaneers sneak out, take a win over the defending champion Rams. Safe to say that the Super Bowl hangover is real in SoCal.
I know.
Yeah, I think Sean McVay needs to do something.
Yeah.
Let's loop ourselves back to Thursday night with Philly versus Houston. You know what that means, guys, right?
Yeah, that was just nasty. But
I tell you
Philadelphia.
First of all, that's what I say. You got to give Houston credit. I mean, they came out fighting. I mean, they took the fight to Philly. They just came up short. The final score was 29-17.
Yeah, it just shows that they want to improve on. Just unfortunately, the football gods are not showing any mercy to them.
That is true.
No, they want Houston to tank.
Yeah, they want Houston to tank whether they want to or not, and you got to give Philadelphia credit. 8-0 for the first time in their franchise history. They are undefeated, heading past the halfway mark.
Oh man, no kidding.
Oh yeah.
Also, last night
they are making the strong case to do what no other team has came close to doing, and that's match the 72 Dolphins to go perfect. The only team that came close was the 07 Patriots, but then Super Bowl 42 happened.
Yeah, I was about to say. Now, last night, what a game for Lamar Jackson against the New Orleans Saints. I think that now, congrats to the Ravens on learning how to hold on to a lead, which is more than I can say for the Raiders. But congrats to the Ravens for learning how to hold on to a lead. I think the final score of that game was 27-13.
It was 27-13, but congrats all around to the Ravens. Again, Lamar Jackson proving that he deserves to have a good contract renewal. Hopefully they'll listen. But again, they still got a lot of holes on that ship they need to unpatch up before they get to the playoffs. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone needs to tell Baltimore, pay the man.
Wait, I remember seeing on Thursday night. Beastman, I can't remember his name. Richard Sherman saw a video where Lamar picked up a fan sign that said "Pay the man," and he went over to go tell the fan who did it, so I could sign. He got a pen. I heard Richard Sherman saying "Pay the man, pay the man." I was like, yeah, he knows.
Yeah, we know. I think we all know. Titans and Chiefs played.
That was an overtime thriller if you ever saw one. Okay.
Congrats to Patrick Mahomes for leading the Chiefs to victory. So
staying in control of the AFC West, but the Chargers are nipping at their heels because they got a edged out win over the Falcons in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Jaguars came back from behind and beat the Raiders Sunday. And
that's
I mean,
that's gonna hit hard for Ray because knowing that he lost to the Jags. Ugh.
I think the problem is easy and simple, and you got to look at Josh McDaniels. I'm still questioning why hasn't this guy been fired out of the cannon?
I got a better question. Why did you let Rick Bisaccia go?
It's Bisaccia.
Bisaccia, thank you. Why did you let Rick Bisaccia go? He brought y'all to the promised land.
Idiot.
Well, like I said, just got to blame Mark Davis for that one.
You are truly the biggest autumn fart I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear Unity Tree name him locale of the technically the whole season.
Honestly, yeah, but he's got a lot of competitors going on him. But yeah, let's take a look at what's going to be coming up this week as we hit week 10.
Shall I run down the list, guys?
Yes,
hold on, Jose. Before we start, let's just remind everyone: Cincinnati, New England, the Jets, and the Ravens, they are on buys this week. So
yep, they are on the bye week.
Right.
If you have any of those players on your fantasy team, it's time to start switching them out.
Absolutely. Yep. And let's go ahead and start off with Thursday Night Football.
And week 10.
For this week's NFL, starting off with Thursday Night Football. And
this is about to get ugly.
Yeah, Panthers playing over the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. Ooh.
I'm glad that Amazon Prime is streaming these games because no one wants to see these games at all on TV.
Okay. We need him in the booth as our fourth man because this dude knows how to be funny and resourceful. You know.
Yeah, no kid.
We got
the Falcons and
we have the choke job.
Yeah, that's a game we can just
they love
slide over. Let's go over to the Sunday games. Starting off with the nooner games, we got, of course, the Browns heading down to Miami.
Hold on, Jacob. We got first start off in the early morning game because we got to go
to Munich. History is going to be made this Sunday at 8:30 in the morning. As for the first time in NFL history, we're going to Germany.
Specifically, we're going to Munich.
We're going
Seahawks battle the fucking
Munich Stadium as Tom Brady and the Buccaneers go up against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks looking for revenge for Super Bowl 49.
I think also, gentlemen, you gotta give Geno Smith credit. This guy is leading the Seahawks right now, and the Seahawks are leading the NFC West. I mean,
here's another one for you.
He didn't expect his Seahawks to be this good with Geno Smith. He was looking for a good rebuild for his team in the future. He didn't expect his team to be 6-3. Okay, he said he wanted 6 games. Now it's 6-3. It's like this.
It's like this. Lose one. It's like this. You lose one treasure, you gain another.
It's basically that. When they got rid of Russell Wilson, we all thought, okay, they're in deep rebuild mode. We're going to be seeing a lot of young players come in. But I feel like when they got rid of him, it was like they just got rid of the biggest amount of lead off their backs.
You know something? I'm just going to say this. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And
for Denver, it's one man's treasure is another man's trash.
I think also, let me say this real quick. I think also, considering how Seahawks got Geno Smith, that's the matter of blues song. When a man says scat cat, another person says here kitty kitty. So I think that this was a wise signing by the Seahawks. Geno Smith is doing a good job right now.
And here's the crazy part. This entire season, it has been nothing but Geno's revenge.
Yeah, because we all know that. We all know Geno Smith's history in the NFL since coming from West Virginia. A lot of people were just giving him nothing but flack.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get through. Let's
get down to the nooner games that's coming out this week. We got, of course, the Browns heading down to Miami to take on the 6-3 Dolphins. He is back healthy. Let's see if he can keep up with it against the Browns.
And speaking of the AFC East, the Bills, they're playing host to the Minnesota Vikings
right here could be your game of the week.
It's a hot fight.
This is your game of the week right here, whether Fox tells you or not, because you got two teams who are leading their respective divisions in a battle to control their own destiny, basically.
Wait, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because when you look at the standings of the AFC, if the Bills lose the game against the Vikings and next week the Jets win, they're taking the top of the AFC East.
The Jets are having a bye this week.
Yeah, the Jets are having a bye.
I know, but I'm saying, if the Bills lose this week, but next week the Jets win their game,
oh my God.
Yeah, here's the thing. For the Jets, they want both Miami and Buffalo to lose this week to have a chance to take control of the AFC East.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
And another Nooner game, the one I kind of don't want to watch, but I have to no matter what. My Saints are heading up north to Atlanta Ketchup. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. They're not known as Atlanta Ketchup anymore. Against the Yinzers. So, easy win?
Well,
I think here's the thing about the Steelers, because they're pretty much tanking at this point. Because who is Pickett going to throw to? I mean, that's the question. Who's he going to throw to? The running game is a sham. The defense is a huge question mark. You can expect Taysom Hill to pretty much have a ball during that game. So, I mean, I think that I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a blowout. I do see Saints winning, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Now, if it becomes a necrophilia challenge, then it's time for Mike Tomlin to say, okay, that's it, I'm done.
I want to speak of that. Take a look at this game here. The Jacksonville Jaguars is heading to Arrowhead to do battle with the Chiefs.
Ooh, that could be rough there. Rough there.
We might need to get some barbecue sauce because
Kansas City style barbecue sauce, might I add.
Yeah, because we're gonna have roast Jaguar Sunday.
Yeah. Another Nooner game is going to be happening over in Go ahead, Jose.
When it comes to roasted Jaguars, that's just the side dish. The main course is coming up, because we may have some roast beef, courtesy of Houston Texans, going down to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.
And you know the Giants are hungry to get back on the winning side since the winning streak was snapped a couple weeks ago.
But give credit to Duval. He's a ballsy fuck.
Yeah, there's something going on in Jacksonville, and we just don't see it. Another game. Yeah.
I was about to say, I think that give it time. Jacksonville's gonna be a team to beat. Just give it time.
Another game coming up this noon. It's an NFC North showdown as the Bears play host to the Lions. Ooh.
Did you guys see the way how Justin Fields played against the Dolphins Sunday?
Good Lord.
I mean,
that poor bastard.
I mean, he did pretty much a good job, even though there's no line there.
No line to help him. It was like basically he was like Kevin Hart from his stand-up special. Let me explain, you know.
Yeah.
Where's
it's
that?
like, you know.
Oh yeah.
I can't. Hold on. You can't help but to feel bad because it's like like Stewie playing football. All right, and nobody's blocking. He gets sacked.
Oh God.
Okay, hold on. I think I found it. Okay, here we go. This is what Justin Fields is saying to his own line. Oh. Here we go. Wait for it.
Yeah, there it is.
I think that kind of reminds me something. I'm gonna take something from your name tree and just go twist it this way. Will the Bears offensive line block for Justin Fields, and then go have the Mississippi Choir going, no.
No. Another Nooner game. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Russell Wilson heads over to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, I'm gonna have to interject myself into this.
Jimmy, let's give Jose the floor because we know how much he hates Nathaniel. I can't think of his last name, so give him the floor.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, Jose, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Hackett.
You lucky son of a bitch.
You should have been fired when you went to London. You should have lost to Jacksonville, but no, Russell Wilson saved your ass. It's not just the whole thing. No, it's Wilson. He saved your ass. And when you lose to Tennessee, I won't be surprised if your foot's out the door, because once that happens, all the Denver fans are going to be around Mile High Stadium with fucking signs, confetti, and everything.
Good Lord.
Let me just add this for what Jose just said.
Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead.
Just take out witch and put in bitch, and you're good to go.
They need to listen. Denver needs to exercise the demon. They need to exercise the cancer out of their training room, out of their lives, out of everything. Just like the Texans with Jack Easterby. They need to be free from the devil and say, Lord, I will not have this today. Save me from the devil's grip. And I promise you, Denver, when that does happen, sunlight will shine over your city, and you will have a coach to remember. And I swear to God, if it's Jack Easterby, I'm going to jerk myself to sleep.
Anyways, let's move on. We got ourselves let's look at the 4:00 games at 4:05.
We got the Colts and the Raiders.
The Raiders playing host to the
Cody,
Colts.
but your team's gonna lose.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where we have to play the clip.
Yeah, you know which one, Carter.
Man, the tape's coming.
There it is.
Because there's nowhere to go. This is the draft capital.
I'll make this quick because we're pressed for time. But I think that Jeff Saturday, like I said, I wish him the best of luck. Their quarterback will be ready to play.
I'll say this, Jeff Saturday, I know you play them as their center, but if you know the system, give them the experience and make sure they work.
You know it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
You know it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I promise you. It's not going to happen.
Let's keep going with the 3:00 games. We got a couple 3:25 games. Over in Green Bay, it's a classic rivalry renewed as the Cowboys head up to Green Bay to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Cowboys still looking to control their own destiny and control their destiny in the NFC.
I think one of the key things for the ask ourselves this question is, how's Aaron Rodgers doing? Because he is having a season he will want to forget.
He's probably drinking himself to sleep at night, just so he has to wake up and I'm like,
Kind of makes you go on one of those drinking binges and then just wake up and pretend like last night didn't happen.
And the last 3:00 game for Sunday, it's an NFC West showdown. But honestly, I think we found another one. It is the Rams playing host to the Cardinals.
Oh man.
Got Kyler Murray taking on Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, but will the hangover continue for the Rams, or will they wake up and actually be the team that can be against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals?
I'm saying yes.
And speaking of the
Rams are going to still be in their hangover.
Speaking of a West Coast showdown, let's get to the primetime games. On Sunday night, over at Levi Stadium, we got ourselves a West Coast showdown between the Niners of San Fran and the Chargers of Los Angeles.
I know. here's the thing. First of all, Chargers head coach Brandon Staley, he needs a book called Football for Dummies. He needs it the sooner the better. Because the way that he coaches
cannot coach a team to save his life with a 50-cal gun.
But here's the thing. Because even if the Chargers still lose, you know that he ain't gonna leave. All right? No. I'm just saying, even if they do win.
But here's the thing, though. I think that.
That's all I'm saying.
I think the problem is that especially how you saw how the Chargers-Falcons game ended last week. You know, there was a fumble. Then the Chargers got the ball. Then the Chargers fumbled the ball. Then the Falcons got the ball. I mean,
it's like if the both teams didn't want to win.
Yeah. You had the ball.
Or forgot how to.
Yeah.
You know,
they're getting the true prize, and that is the first pick of the overall draft.
Also, I'm interested to see how Christian McCaffrey's going to do in his second game as a member of the 49ers.
I'm going to say this. It's going to be interesting to see Christian McCaffrey siding with Jimmy Garoppolo and a few others. He
has shown promise in his first game last week, so let's see if he has tonight. So on Sunday night,
and Monday night we got a slaughter in Philly.
Yeah, it's a slaughter fest over in Philadelphia. Monday Night Football, the Eagles play host to the football team.
I'll get the pitchforks ready.
Yeah, you know something? I think that the football team, the sooner Dan Snyder fades away from existence, the better about this team.
He gets snapped out of existence, the better.
We need Thanos to snap his fingers to make Dan Snyder disappear.
Get this bastard out of here.
And let's not forget, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. You know what that means.
Yep, the annual tradition continues. We are getting close to the Thanksgiving games, and this is gonna be one Thanksgiving I don't.
Yeah, I don't even want to miss it either.
Yeah, I think this year. Let me check real quick.
Stuff yourself with stuff. Get a plate. Get like 2 platefuls because you're in for a long night.
Let's see, because on Thanksgiving. We got the Bills and the Lions. They're going to play first on CBS. And then later on, you got the Giants and the Cowboys. They're going to play over on Fox.
Yeah, the annual rivalry
continues. And the
prime
night game,
time.
you got the Patriots and the Vikings.
Yep. Yep, that's your Thanksgiving games for this year.
Yeah, those games will be on the 24th. So, but
shall we have
go ahead.
Shall we have a sneak peek of week 11? See what we're getting ourselves into, or should we like wait till like week 10's done?
Just wait until it ends.
Just wait till it ends. We always look ahead, but not too far ahead with the NFL.
Yeah, we'll talk about week.
We'll talk about next week. We'll talk about week 11 once we get done with week 10, basically.
Yeah,
okay?
And we'll talk about week 10 next week.
Yeah, definitely. But and unfortunately, guys, it is last call at the bar, so we got to cut it. So unfortunately,
if I may put a plug on this one, if you want to see more of what Jose Miguel can do call-wise, don't be afraid to look for him either if it's ROV or in other places that you could think of. But if you hear his voice in one particular place, don't look too far at Mythic Legends Wrestling, because he's always a commentator with our own friend Greg Harris, a.k.a. Lady Devil, amongst others, and just don't miss him. He ain't far.
Yeah.
Indeed. And as always, Jose, thanks again for joining us at the bar. Hopefully, this could be a weekly occurrence because we love having you here, buddy.
Yeah, don't be a stranger.
Yeah, definitely. Come on by. Yeah, come on. Yeah, keep coming by. We love that. We love you having you here, man. It's been awesome.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. But yeah, anyway, I do believe it is closing time. It is closing time for this week, man. And again, special thanks to Jose Miguel for dropping by and joining us. And like we said, come on back whenever you want, man, and we'd love to listen to you. And as always, be like Jose, be like our old friend Louie. Join us for the VWU Sports Podcast every Tuesday at 8 Eastern Pacific. But yet, 7:30. We've been doing these 7:30 shows, and we've been loving it. So I think we're going to make that a normal habit. But as always, join us on Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. On Blog Talk Radio, and if you want to check out the past episodes, we have those on demand, not on Blog Talk Radio, but also on iHeartRadio and Spotify. And if you want to join, be like Jose, give us a call. We'd love to listen to you guys. We always say the number.
I really can't wait. Just number one little thing.
Yeah.
Just number one little thing.
Yeah, what's
that? Whatever you think that could go wrong, but just remember that it's not going to bother you throughout the whole day. Just remember that you'll be waking up in the morning, happy as a flower, and if shit goes out the window, just remember that if it goes wrong, it could get worse. But even if it does get worse, you could expect it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Amen.
The more you know.
Yeah, most definitely. But again, we thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, we love to continue to talk over on our VWU Sports, all the about sports. And as always, come down on Tuesdays, join us in the bar. We would love to have you here. But anyway, unfortunately, we are out of time. We will see you guys next week on the VWU Sports Podcast. For Jose, Brandon, and Carter, I'm JB. We will see you guys next week. But until then, you have yourself a safe and wonderful week. We will see you guys. Good night.
See you later, boys.
Sleep tight, lads.